What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to have a unboxing video that's going to be a little bit different. I have in front of me two of the most sought after holographic decks on the market right now. Here we have the Solid deck by Lotusinhand, and we also have the NOC holographic deck from their luxury collection just recently fulfilled on their Kickstarter. So the Solid by Lotusinhand deck, I've already done a full detailed unboxing video of this already, so if you guys missed out and you want to check it out, the link to this is going to be right up here. Make sure you guys check that out if you want a full detailed unboxing video of everything about this deck. But to keep things short, I will just go over the key features of this deck again and see how that compares to the NOC holographic deck. Now, one thing I do want to point out is that the Solid by Lotusinhand, this retailed for $20 and there was only 1,001 of these ever printed. And the NOC holographic deck on their Kickstarter was for $25 and there was 2,500 of these printed. So a little bit of a price difference and a little bit of a print run difference as well, but we'll keep that in mind as we go through these decks. First we'll start with the Solid deck by Lotusinhand. If you guys seen my full video, you'll notice that this is a very minimalistic tuck. There's not a whole lot going on here. There's the name, Lotusinhand, and then a little bit of this holographic strip on the front. But otherwise it is a very minimalistic deck case. Moving on to the NOC holographic deck, you'll see that they kind of went all out with this deck. There's big area of holographic foil here on the front. See, it says the NOC Luxury Collection 52 Premium Playing Cards, and then we also notice that the deck is also embossed all the way around. So you can see nice texture here, and this embossing goes around the whole tuck case all the way around. Nice embossing, and it's got a nice holographic seal that's also perforated. Nice perforated holographic seal. Solid by Lotusinhand has no seal at all. So right off the bat we notice that the NOC holographic deck already has a much more luxurious look and feel on the tuck case, which I honestly prefer. Right? If you're going to get a deck that's going to be all holographic backs, like you want it to be flashy, you're going to show it off. The minimalistic deck, I don't think that really works well with something as flashy as something that's a full holographic back. So in this case, I prefer NOC's tuck case just because it has that nice luxurious look and feel to it, plus it's embossed and comes with that seal. Looking at the cards inside, let's take a look. Again, on the inside of the tuck case, very plain and white. You can see nice full holographic backs, got this nice thin white border and a nice full sheet of holographic foil. Looks very nice. Moving on to the actual card faces. Now the cards have already been shuffled because I've been using these for a little bit, but I do want to point out here that the faces are pretty much standard, and then the court cards are done in black and white. Not the pips, but the actual faces of the court cards. You can see that it's done in black and white, and then everything else is pretty much standard. So not a whole lot of craziness going on here, but pretty standard. Even the Ace of Spades is going to be pretty much just very plain standard Ace of Spades, nothing custom about it whatsoever. So again, kind of going with that minimalistic look and feel to it. The only thing that's different about this deck really is just the back. It has a full holographic back, but very plain minimalistic faces. Jokers though are pretty cool. I do like the Jokers. Nice contrast here with the dark background and then the prism color. So that's nice. That's the Solid deck. Moving on to the NOC deck. This is actually going to be the first time I'm actually ever opening this up, so this will be a bit of a surprise for me. Kind of got stuck there. Bending this a little bit, but that's okay. We have full holographic foil on the inside of the tuck case as well. So I think that's very nice compared to the plain white inner tuck case of the Solid deck, but that is nice. We got full holographic foil inside the deck as well. And then on top of that, this deck is also cellophane on the inside. So cellophane on the outside, cellophane on the inside as well. Let's get this off. First we'll cover the card backs. Again, we have, you know, that full holographic foil, but then the one little difference here is there's a nice little thin white border followed by another border that's also done in the holographic foil. So it adds like a nice little extra touch to it. I actually like that a lot, the fact that they've added kind of like an extra little border in between. I think just a nice little extra touch to it. And then again, see that it's very nice holographic foil. I do also want to mention that these are actually marked in full on the back for both suit and value. So a lot of the NOCs, they come marked, you know, just for suit, but these are actually marked in full, suit and value, which is a nice little bonus for, you know, the magicians out there that want to use that. Always nice to have it in case you want to use it. Moving on to the front here, here's the jokers done in holographic foil. Nice, I do like that. Identical jokers. And now we can see that the ace is done in the holographic foil, which is nice. Nice big spade in the middle. These pips here, these are all done standard. And then the courts have holographic foil as well. So that is nice. I like that they included that. And then, the diamonds are done, everything in holographic foil. I wasn't expecting that. I thought this was going to be similar to the spade, so that's kind of interesting. It's done in full holographic foil, including the pips. And then again, once you get back to the black cards, clubs, it's going to be similar to the spades, where just the court cards are done in holographic foil. That's kind of an interesting take on it, just because I wasn't expecting there to be, you know, just the reds would have a full holographic face, and then the blacks wouldn't. That's interesting, just to make them stand out a little bit different. And then we have a blink card and a duplicate Queen of Hearts. Nice. Alright, so I do like the NOC holographic deck more just because you're able to incorporate the holographic foils on the faces as well. It is a little weird to me though that they only chose to do the court cards on the blacks in holographic foil. But I mean, I guess it makes sense because you want the blacks and the reds to stand out, right, and be able to easily identify them. It just makes it seem like the reds are a lot more fancier than the blacks in this case, because the reds have everything in full foil, but then the blacks, they don't. Right, so it's kind of interesting. I would have liked to see everything done in holographic foil, just because this makes one color seem a lot different and superior, or, you know, inferior, I guess, to the other. But that's just the way I would have done it. Just make the whole thing holographic foil. But I mean, I guess this works too. I guess this also works. Who am I to complain, right? But yeah, I mean, I feel like the foil, the shine on both decks look equally nice and impressive. They look, you know, there's not really much of a difference. It's not going to be like one shines more than the other, but both equally nice and impressive. The solid deck, that's printed by Dex Playing Cards out of Taiwan. I don't know if there's any specific stock or finish that they use, just because there wasn't a whole lot of information about this on the website, which you actually learn is consistent with how Lotusinhand, you know, provides with their description of their decks. And then the NOC deck, these are done on Cardamundi's slimline stock with their B9 true linen finish. Now let's compare the stock. So the NOCs, they feel good. They fan really smooth and easily. Feel nice and soft and worn in. They feel good in both dribble and spring. And they fan pretty smooth as well, so no issues really with fanning there. Yeah, they fan pretty well, pretty smooth. I mean, they do fan pretty well. Yeah, see, I don't know if I like the fact that there's one of these colors, you know, the reds are in holographic. But, I mean, anyways, yeah, the fanning, they're nice and smooth and easy. The stock feels good. If you have any other Cardamundi decks that use the same line, the slim line, you guys will know what that feels like. And then I know these feel soft. I remember when I did my review of these feel pretty good too. So yeah, I mean the stock, they feel pretty similar. I feel like the solids are a little bit softer. They feel a little bit more worn in. Because that feels really soft. That feels really soft. Pretty similar. They both feel pretty soft, worn in, pretty similar, like a crushed stock kind of feel. Ooh, I feel like the solids though, they fan really nice. I feel like they fan smoother and more evenly than the NOCs. Because I'm having no issues whatsoever making this fan. Like that, it's just so smooth and effortless. No issues at all making this fan. Yeah, see how easy just that glides. So I mean, honestly though, the stock feels pretty similar. I just feel like the solids, they just glide a little bit easier, and they fan a little bit easier than the NOCs. But not too big of a difference in like the stock, to be honest. Not too big of a difference at all. I would say it's pretty much the same. You know, I definitely, if I tried to do like a blind test here to figure out which one was which, I would not be able to tell the difference. Yeah, they pretty much feel the same to me, other than when I'm fanning. The solid cards, surprisingly, feel really good. I mean, a $5 difference at retail price, you couldn't go wrong either way. But if I had to choose one, I would say the NOCs. You know, I prefer those just because of the little extra features. The tuck box looks a lot nicer, looks much more luxurious. It has embossing on it as well. I mean, if you're gonna go with, you know, a full holographic deck like this, where it's super flashy, you're gonna want to go all out as well on the tuck box. You don't want to go with something super minimalistic like the solid deck. And plus, the holographic foil used on the faces, I think that's just an added bonus. Almost like a must, right? If you're gonna do this and have holographic backs like this, like please, you just have to do it on the face. I feel like, at least in some sort of fashion, at least the court cards, the aces, whatever. Please do that, like the NOCs did, because this looks just absolutely amazing, right? But instead, with the solid deck, you're getting just black and white, like no color. Like what? I still don't understand why they did that. Should have done a little bit more here with the faces. One thing that I almost forgot to mention, guys, was the cut of the cards as well. So if I remember correctly from my unboxing video of the solid deck, this is a traditionally cut deck. The solid by Lotusinhand Hand. This is going to be a traditionally cut deck of cards. That's going to faro fairly easily going face down. Yeah, so that faros fairly easily. Pretty sure this was traditionally cut, if I remember correctly. It's a little bit, yeah, I think it's traditional. It's a little bit harder for me. So I believe the solid deck, that is traditionally cut. Now let's take a look at the NOCs. Ooh, what is that? That does not want to faro very easily. Grinding the cards here. Jesus. That was rough. That almost hurt me to do that. Let's try this face up. That really legit hurt me to do that. Yeah, okay, so this to me feels like a modern cut just because of how easily it faros face up versus face down. Because this goes in like so much easily. Let's try this one more time. Maybe I was just messing up there, but let's try this one more time. Oh, yeah. Doesn't like that. I'm gonna say, based on that, I believe the NOCs, they are modern cut because they faroed so much easier going face up to face up. So one more thing there, I do not like a modern cut deck of cards. I like them to be traditionally cut because you can faro them face down a lot easier, which I feel like most people would ferrule them face down anyways. So not sure why they decided to go with a modern cut on the NOCs, but that's how I feel about these two decks. You really can't go wrong with either one, but if I had to choose one, I'm choosing the NOCs. The NOCs, they look amazing. I think they knocked it out of the park with this. This is what I would expect from something called the luxury collection, right? I think that definitely makes sense with the holographic foils on the faces and the backs, the embossing on the tuck case as well, and plus the inner foiling, right? We touched on that a little bit. The inner foiling on the inside looks just absolutely amazing. Just nice added touch and bonus to that. So yeah, I think NOCs here definitely take the cake. But I mean, with a $5 difference at retail value, it's not a huge difference. So I'm surprised that NOCs are able to give you, you know, much more features like that versus what Solid did. But anyways, that's just kind of how I feel about those. But yeah, there you guys have it. That is the full comparison video of the Solid deck by Lotusinhand Hand and of the holographic NOCs, part of their luxury collection. So if you guys enjoy, you know, full holographic decks like this, you really can't go wrong with either one though, guys. Just the way they look, the way they feel, just incredible. Either way, can't go wrong. But I personally like the NOCs, the holographic NOCs better. But yeah, that's my review, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Share this video with anybody who you think would enjoy something like this. And I hope to see you guys on the next video. Alright guys, one last clip real quick. I was putting the cards away after I was already done filming the review video, but I want to point out something that I kind of noticed in the beginning. The NOC luxury deck, this lid, I don't know why the flap here, like it seems really weak and flimsy, and I feel like every time I take this out it's getting bent like crazy. It's creating these gnarly creases on here. But the lid is also like, the flap here, you can see it's kind of falling apart just from me. I've opened it like 3 times only, like, you know, 2 or 3 times, but I feel like it's very flimsy, this flap, and you know, I've just bent it. You can kind of see some of the creases on it just from me opening it a couple of times. But yeah, this doesn't make me happy. Like, this isn't, I'm not opening it any funny way. You can see it's getting caught on the inside lid, and then the middle is just kind of collapsing in, which I don't really have that problem with some of the other decks, especially with the Lotus decks, because this deck, the Solid by Lotusinhand Hand, this is like a solid tuck case. Like, it doesn't feel flimsy, as flimsy anyway. One thing I noticed, like, you can see how easily that comes out. No issues or buckling of the tuck case or anything. But the NOC, I pull that out, and you can see that there's just this buckling. So I think this could have been done in with like thicker, you know, material, thicker cardboard here, just to reinforce this a little bit, because it does seem a little flimsy, this flap. Something that I've noticed. But yeah, a little bonus clip for the end of the review video there for you guys.